Hello, this is the Ramblings of an Undisciplined Mind podcast for Tuesday, September 13th, 2016. As of this recording, Sierra is still missing. So, recently, Star Trek hit its 50th anniversary. And there was a lot of cool things going on for that. There was one of these temporary overlays you could do on Facebook, and I used a couple of those. I think I still have one on right now that's live long and prosper with the hand of Spock. Yes, that. And for like a day, my reaction, you get the like, love, wow, haha, sad, angry, turned into Star Trek emojis. That was kind of fun. And there was a lot of stuff. I'm actually a member of a Star Trek group on Google Plus, and there was a lot of stuff being posted, and it was just great fun to see all that and kind of bask in the Star Trekness. Because Star Trek was my first fandom. It's the first thing that really got me into science fiction. I was heavily into the show. I was reading. They had these books that were they were the episodes of the original series written. You get a number in a book, and I was reading those, and I was reading anything I can get my little hands on about Star Trek, and Star Trek, that was my thing. And it was actually one of my English teachers when I was in 6th grade, I think it was, said, "So you like science fiction, read this," and he hands me this 2-inch thick tome that was Dune. And I read Dune, and I loved it. And so that kind of launched me into the wider world of science fiction. There was one news article I saw, or I don't know, it was an opinion piece, or it probably wasn't a news article, that was saying that CBS and Paramount really managed to screw up this 50th anniversary celebration. They even had a movie come out this year, but they really didn't do anything overt tying it into the 50th. They did some subtle things, like there was this movie poster they did for Star Trek Beyond that had I think it was Kirk and Spock and the lady with the white makeup with the black marks. I forget the character's name. And they had, so Kirk was kind of tinted blue, and the blue went way up high, and Spock was red, I think, and the lady, of course, was white, whitish yellow. And, it's very reminiscent for one of the main movie posters for Star Trek the Motion Picture. So they did some minor things, but they really didn't play it up a lot. And this person was making the case of, if that's how you're going to treat the franchise, then, why don't you sell it to somebody who cares? And that was, it made some pretty good points, I think. We were, probably because of this, we were at the hotel room over the weekend, and the wife was reading, and I was kind of tired of reading, and so I went to see what was on TV, and I came to a stop on the History Channel where they were doing a retrospective of Star Trek, and they had all sorts of people on there. They had, and now I'm blanking on all their names. Jerry Ryan was on there, and you had Armin Shimmerman. I think I got his name right. He played Quark on Deep Space Nine. And a number of other people. I don't remember. Well, I didn't see the whole thing. but I don't remember seeing Patrick Stewart in the section I was in. But it wasn't just the actors; they had some of the people that were working on the show behind the scenes, the producers and writers and stuff. Ronald D. Moore was one of them. He was also the showrunner and writer for Battlestar, and he worked on Next Generation. And it was an interesting thing. There was lots of cool things there. And there was one thing that Armin Shimmerman, I don't think I'm saying his name right. He played, as I said, he played Quark on Deep Space Nine, and he said that he was quoted as saying that the great thing about Star Trek is that it's not about the ship, it's about hope. And I agree and disagree with him. First of all, he didn't work on a show with the ship. He was on Deep Space Nine. It was a space station. I don't think it quite got to the point where that was as much of a character as the original Enterprise was. In Star Trek: The Motion Picture, you've got this 10-minute sequence where you and Kirk, are floating around the Enterprise and seeing the new movie Enterprise, and it's, you got the great music there by, I think it's Horner that did the music for that one, and seeing that for the first time, it was wonderful, getting to see the ship and getting to just stare at the ship and see it from all angles and see all these pieces, because there were a lot of things that I'd been given as a gift at one point, the Star Trek technical manual and the Star Trek blueprints, and so you'd see that there's all these little these little details, airlocks and all this stuff, and you never really saw those in the TV show, but you get to see a lot of these things, and so that was cool. By the way, I still have both those things. And then in Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. No, actually, it was Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, when Kirk set the self-destruct and blew up the Enterprise. That was a knife in the gut. That was a major character just died. Now, granted, it is a machine, and they replaced it. We've replaced it several times now, and we had the D, and I was kind of, I don't think any ship quite got to that level with that the original one did. A little bit with the D when they destroyed that in Generations. So like when the Enterprise crashes in Beyond, it's kind of like, all right, it's been done before, and now you get to redoing what's been done before, but it doesn't quite have the same effect. But that was a case where I think he's a little bit wrong, because that original ship was a character, and that original ship had meaning, and then when they got destroyed, that was gut-wrenching. It's kind of like when you get your first car and then you lose it, like maybe it gets destroyed in Iraq or whatnot, or even just sell it. I mean, my first car, I loved that thing, and it didn't get wrecked. It got sold and replaced, but I still feel fondly about that vehicle even now. So. But yeah, it's cool to see such a venerable, or such a wonderful series get venerated. I guess it's maybe the better way to say it. Certainly something that has played a foundational role in my life, and and so it's even, I've been alive for the entirety of its run, but I don't remember seeing Star Trek live on TV. I didn't see it till later when it was in syndication. But it's been around. I've been around the entire time it's been around. So it's a major part of my growing up, of what informs my tastes in science fiction and the kind of stories that I enjoy. So that's what I thought I'd talk about today. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be talking to you then. So, be seeing you.